still room for Slark, and I have seen Slark in these pickups before, but it just
Mhm.
feels like it might be a little bit of a weak one, and it looks like it's going to be that Death Prophet. And likely the 5, actually. Could be...
Yeah, most
Yeah,
likely
there's
Husky
nowhere else.
and
All right.
Medusa.
So I have seen a lot. They insta ban the Slark. I have seen a lot of Medusa coming up in the North American region in the past like weeks, and it's refreshing to see a Medusa, but
It's still pretty
Medusas
gross. It's still pretty
exactly.
gross.
It's a gross pick, and it's not really a situational one, but the situation on Medusa's farm is based on the gravity of the game. And
It's
Death
yeah.
Prophet's really good at trying to push continual, like, not really progress, more or less, but just pressure onto a Medusa.
She's an objective based hero, and she's able to speed in the game time. You know, she's able to walk down a lot of these lanes. And I mean, depending on what their lane setup is, I don't think you want necessarily Beastmaster, Earthshaker versus the Medusa. So I wonder if they're going to swap stuff up. But Medusa's just annoying. It's like the anti-Dota hero. She ults, you run away, you try to kill her. She has 4,000 HP, effective HP. Not a very fun hero. But Storm is it's still a very free Storm game. They really haven't picked anything to slow him down. But at this rate, it feels like they might just be trying to ignore him, trying to get better matchups in other regards. But I think they're picking Nyx hero right here.
Oh, wait. Nyx is still in the pool? No, you can't run the Nyx in this game. Wait.
No, with the little Nick, the littlest
Well,
Nick.
I know. I heard you say
But
that. I just saw that Nyx was still in this pool, but I guess Nyx is like a 50-50 now, from what I
yeah,
heard.
it's
The
yeah,
breaking no longer coming off of the old. It's kind of the
and
killer.
it is unfortunate too. They do ban I mean Nick's most notable heroes. They take out the bat, they take out the Void Spirit. I think they go for the DK then. That would be my
Oh,
best bet.
are you
And
telling
then just
me that they...
be boring.
you want them to pick the DK in an already boring game with a Medusa? Tidehunter is
Yeah.
going to be the most entertaining hero on the side of the cut, is what you're anticipating the next pick to be, is what you're saying.
Clockwork can buy a jetpack. That guy's fun.
Jetpack is so bad.
But
And doesn't even have an animation.
it just happens. It's really disorienting actually for everyone involved. Okay, Tiny is less boring.
Yeah, that's
But
more of a playmaker. And I feel like they want to have as many playmakers as possible. You got the Clockwork, who will always just hook cogs in. You got the Tidehunter with the Ravage, and now you've got the good old Tiny 100 to 0% HP kill.
10 seconds
well,
remaining.
and that's exactly what they wanted in this pick. They wanted a hero that can draw or even
5
just get
seconds
something out of the
remaining.
lane versus the Storm Spirit, and then is that secondary form of lockdown because Tide isn't really supplying it aside from Ravage, and he's got other business to do. And Clockwork, whatever, it's not always going to be a reliable factor in some of these team fights. And I mean, I like the Tiny pick a lot because it's going to be able to use the flare vision. It's at the end of the day, whenever Beastmaster, Clockwork, Coddle pick, it's always going to be about the vision, what these teams are going to be able to find, whoever starts the fight. And I mean, now what you're picking Sammy Boy's hero, and it's going to be the PA.
Now select your heroes.
All right. I feel like it's then, now with this PA pick, it's a momentum game. Because they want the PA to eventually have the highest amount of farm to end up really turning a fight around on this Medusa, but it feels like there's unreliable setup, more or less, for the PA to have an extend into this game. Because she's weak. And there's very
Yes.
strong early game heroes on the side of the cut already. And I was talking about it with this pickup from the Tidehunter that 4Zoomers need a pick that can kind of sustain against a Tidehunter. And PA is not one of those heroes. You don't want to be dagger last hitting the whole entire game.
Yeah,
10
the only
seconds
nice thing
remaining.
about that lane is you are able to get out of cogs very reliably. You are
5
able to run
seconds
back to
remaining.
your death prophet, I suppose, in this case. But the only good thing about this matchup is there is a point where you have your Deso, you've got your BKB, Battle Fury, and then you're probably thinking about Divine Rapier at that point, probably if I'm Sammy Boy, and you will kill the Dusa. That is something that Dusa can't really control. The the burst damage that comes out from PA, especially all the jump they have, Gunner, Ocean, Sammy Boy are going to be able to kill Adusa if they get on top of her. But the barriers they need to pass in between them and the Dusa are pretty stiff here.
Yeah, it feels like it's just gonna. I don't know. I just don't like the PA pick. That's my personal feel. Little Nick is gonna burst him down immediately. The momentum game is in SMD's favor, and we saw how patient that player is.
He had what 450 CS 40 minutes into the game on IO. He hits creeps. The man hits creeps.
And I mean, Medusa is pretty good at hitting them creeps. Some could say she was born into it, more or less. That mask does not work. Sorry, back to not cosmetics. As we're looking at the most shiny set. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of gems on that shaker.
He is level 26, I believe.
Well, with that most recent patch, you get 26 from
Prepare for battle.
from having the rocks, basically. Like your rocks and stuff will end up having the this is mid tiny.
Yes, it is.
All right. Your gems and stuff attribute to your score now.
Oh, I see. Interesting. Well, that seems way easier to get level 30 then. But I don't have more than 100 games on any hero, so don't know what the hero spammer life is like.
I'm sitting on like 300 for sniper. And
that's a lot of sniper games.
Like 750 for Skywrath.
That's a lot of Sky games.
Dude, Skywrath was a meta hero at one point in time. And you know how strong that hero is when he's standing in the mid lane as your actual mid and just bursting heroes down.
But yet again, they did the thing. They're looking for the mid ward. Gunner doesn't see it. They place in the exact same spot again. I don't know if they know about this dire vision right here. They did see them kind of invade that bot jungle, but all of these wards set up for 4Zoomers, they are doing something interesting with their lanes. The Sammy's in the wrong side. He's going to try and lane versus the Tide, and I think unintentionally, they could have gotten what they want out of these lanes, because now Deuce is going to be playing versus a solo Brax, as opposed to being in a try situation. So I wonder if as soon as the lanes break, they're going to realize what's going on, because they're going to see Tide bottom in a second here.
Yep, there's that aggressive ward. They know that he's here. They're actually going to body block the creeps as well. Ocean, I mean, they kind of want that, but this actually puts Tingle in a bad spot here. There's no great trees to quell.
He needs to eat 2 trees if he wants to.
Oh, he went for smash at 1, though. I think he's actually fine now that he's done that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's got another tree he can quell here. He's actually at half, and you see that Ocean is lining up for a halfway meet.
This is a little bit of a crazy dive here.
Yeah, this is a huge dive. Tingle King does have 5 tangos.
Husky might be in trouble.
Yeah, Husky actually gets hit by the tower here. Tingle's level 2 because the creeps died under the tower, so he gets the slow. But
Quite an interesting situation.
I mean, Tingle King, he's a big boy. He's got 10 points of regen under a tango, and he's doubled up for tangos, so he could just kind of regen his way back up and maybe take it back. I mean, there's a tree he could quell down here. I know he's got it if he wants it, but he's unfazed. This is the sight of a completely unfazed watermelon Kraken.
The phrase you're looking for is built different, Pete. You just simply built different. But and I guess they're fine with this. I mean, it is a try versus a solo offlaner. There's going to be a lot of not farming that Brax and Tingle King are going to be doing in this game, it would appear. They're even trying to kill both of his couriers. They're not letting the dog escape, it would seem.
Yeah, it looks like Tingle is not done. He wants to try to put some pressure onto Husky here, but Tingle, with no phase boots or anything like that, just quite yet, they're really going to be able to get some trade damage in.
And now we will see finally Ocean letting up a little bit, but Sammy was literally tanking 2 creep waves just to make sure his creep wave is still exactly where it's going to stay on the enemy tower. Just going to continue to farm here.
I mean, he needs it. If this Tide is ever in the lane, Sammy is not going to be able to farm. And it's just going to be that kind of game I talked about during draft. I just don't like PA versus the... Oh, Ocean's courier gets picked off. I think to creeps? Where is this courier?
Yeah, I think it died to creeps because there are a lot of creeps chasing Gunner for some reason because he was doing a lot of damage to Nick. But we're going to see, yeah, I was going to say, Vol and Ocean chasing
Ooh.
each other around a lot in this game. Actually,
There wasn't a
yeah.
little bit of problems down in the bot lane, but you do have the TP rotation out from Pingu. They could read the lane now. They're like, okay, well, it's a try v try, but I don't actually even need to be here. I'm level 2 now on Keeper. I'll just TP down the bot lane so I can continually illuminate and man on my Tidehunter. There it is. That's
And
the
Husky.
illuminate damage right there. Husky from basically 80% to almost 0.
And they're
Power of
completely
Keeper.
happy with this because now Medusa's going to get a few more levels, going to lane versus Brax, and Brax levels are kind of gypped. He needs to kind of wait.
And it's like, it feels like it's still such a hard lane for Brax to even be in. Like, sure, it is just Medusa with the clockwork on the side. But it's, I mean, even with Brax, if he gets level 6 quicker, there's not really that much for a team fight setup, more or less. Pingu, however, in trouble. Might be the first blood here. If the
Gonna go
dagger
down.
goes out, and Sammy will find it.
I mean, you look at Sammy's Q. The Battle Fury is already up there. He's just going straight for it.
I mean, he knows that that's how he's going to be able to make the farm in this game. I say that as
Nick.
like, he might be behind. Oh, mid.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Nick. He is caught out by Ocean. And Gunner will hit him with the early storm.
Looks like his rune will get stolen from him, but still, it's kind of unfortunate whenever you die to Storm in lane because he's just going to be able to hit that level 6 a little bit faster than you and kind of put pressure until that happens. But this is an odd lane. This is an odd start. The safe laners are both so pleased with the way this laning stage has progressed so far. Same time, Brax.
Yeah, he's he's not having a great time. I mean, this is what we were talking about, though, is that there's a lot of damage available from Medusa very early. Back in bot. They might be setting up for Pingu, who is sandwich looking for a cheeky dagger.
Oh no.
The wrong side of the wall. Unable to get that kill there. Not accounting for the fact that Keeper has 350 move speed with the help of a Windlace, so he managed to kind of phase over to the other side very quickly there. But now we're at the 5-minute bounty runes. Still another very crucial time for all teams very early in the phase. It's 2-1 though, and the CS is even for both the safe laners. 32 and 10 to 31 and 15. Back in the bot though, Tingle King might be... Oh, he's just getting harassed.
Taking a lot of
That's
damage,
the
yeah.
That's the typical 5, Death Prophet going on here. The Death Prophet 5 I've only seen this game, other than the OG game.
Well, if anything, we're all of this tension in the lanes. We're just waiting for the mid laners to kind of say it's time to go. But I think Tingle King might go
Yeah,
down here.
he might be in trouble here. He does have a quelling blade. And we'll quell it
Okay.
now. So we'll hold off for the time being. The damage did come from the Keeper though. They kind of pushed them back for a little bit. And Tingle King's just trying to take farm where he can. And it's a very hard game to do exactly that. Brax up in the top lane. Gunner TPing in.
They know
With
about
that
it.
TP, and the zip comes through, and Vol, he's got nothing he could really do here. He is going down. With that TP rotation, we'll give Nick a little bit of free time in the mid, but he's already 6. There's no free time that's really going to buy him anything in specific. Back in bottom, Tingle King.
Tingle.
Again. He's getting
Gone.
dived on here. 5. I guess not 5. It might be a 4 Death Prophet since he's down. No, it is 5. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because Earthshaker. You can't not do that.
And Ocean kind of gets to take over, but they're dove again,
Nick.
but they failed.
Keeping top lane here, but it took
they
a
got
very
him.
long time as the Vol and everybody else is here. Gunner with no mana available. The Keeper does get a good wave out, and Gunner is going to end up going down. They do find a good trade. They don't even need the TP Nick up to the top lane, so he's going to have a little bit of extra farm time with 20 seconds and no real hero in the mid.
They had a double wave pushing in, so they wanted to put some aggression onto the Medusa. But, I mean,
oh my gosh, is he?
Under attack.
He was trying to dive Ocean there.
yeah, he was trying to dive Ocean. And, I mean, Ocean wants to take over this mid wave and get some farm, but Nick's just a little bit too powerful with the form right now. I think he needs Gunner to kind of head back here. Otherwise, he's just going to continue to put damage on this mid tower.
Vol was smoked up behind Ocean, trying to find the jump on him, but the Storm Spirit is here as well, and that's going to put some pressure on the Nick, but he'll throw him out. Gunner zips back in, though, does very good damage to Nick. In fact, Nick is going to be in a bit of trouble as Ocean will find the stun. Throwing down this
Vol's in
cog, though,
trouble.
to hold him in. Nick is going to bottle up. He might be able to get a turn on the Gunner if he wants it, but 2 shots from the tower is a little bit disconcerting. Ocean. Gonna get blasted by the keeper. Pingu the one to claim the kill with a right click, but still able to get a kill with this rotation from Gunner coming back in. So it's
Yeah,
still
and
very
if Gunner
good trades
doesn't
for
get
them.
this next rune, he's going to be really unhappy. He needs to get this rune, or else he's going to be back to farming jungle and back to the base.
I mean, you got 2 supports in this mid lane. I don't think
they're
you're going
just
to be able to
waiting.
confirm this rune. Nick runs up to the top while the bot is going to be cogged
Vol,
up. They zip
actually.
in, but they don't get it. It's going to be Little Nick with the regen rune, but they will find this kill on Vol as the Death Prophet comes in. They will be able to find the trade-off kill there with the rune. But I think the rune is immensely more important than the life of your Clockwork.
Yeah, and it was a little bit unfortunate because Ocean did just TP right back mid and refill up Gunner's bottle, but just means that he's going to have a little bit more time on the map before he probably has to walk back to the fountain. And bottom, Tingle again.
TP in from the Tiny, though. Tingle King is going to be in trouble here. They will be able to get the return kill on Husky. While Brax has to leave, but they didn't use Roar. So they could Roar this still, as Vol is the only one down here. The Tiny
he's
did
gonna
not
get
keep
dove.
the TP. And Vol is just dead. No Roar needed. Brax is just standing there acting like he's ready to do it. They'll give him the bird, that'll give him the vision, and Vol is just going to slowly die, as he has no Quelling Blade to escape from that one.
And with that kill, I mean, 150 away from Battle Fury, 100, and that's a sub 10 minute Battle Fury right there.
Cool. I was mid for a second there. TPing in with this PA.
He TP top.
Or actually, that's the Husky there. Yeah, why did he TP top? There's the... Oh, the Courier? I mean, I guess it's because Brax might be already pushing in, and this is going to feel like a pretty lost tower already. They do manage to take top in the meantime. SMD
Now
has
they're
been free
setting up, but Nick is looking for Sammy. They saw him dagger. Oh no.
Sammy, he gets found here. The burst damage from Little Nick. That's what I'm talking about in this draft, is that Tiny's sole purpose is to press 2 buttons and remove all of your HP.
And that's a play I really don't understand, because Battle Fury was on the courier. It was about to get delivered to him, and he's got stacks. He's got bounty runes to farm bottom. I guess he really didn't call the aggression correctly. He thought they would just leave top after. He'd get to farm that big double wave, but that was a really unfortunate death.
Well, with mid tower down and the top tower dead as well, Cut have a good chunk of map domination available to them. And you see the Medusa. We haven't really been talking about her too much because Boring Dota is leading the top of the net. We're at 5.2k. And she's going to... Actually, she just got the Yasha, but Possessed Mass is going to be found for
Tingle King?
4Zoomers. Tingle King, he is in a little bit of trouble here, but Gunner
he
actually
gonna
has no
Ravage?
mana. The Ravage is
Oh,
here,
no.
and the Team TP is
dead.
coming in. And they just get Gunner. Easy pickings right there. Like, Tingle King's like, dude, I can kill this man. He's coming in with no mana, no HP, no nothing. And now they have Little Nick coming in. They get 2. Vol actually the one to take the kill with the Rocket Flare.
No one sees the level 4
Yes.
push coming, Pete.
Oh, I
No
thought it
one
was
sees
BM
coming.
tip. See, that's what I missed. In CN Dota, nobody BM tips. Nobody open chat lines. Nobody
Actually,
does anything like that. Bot lane.
God.
Tingle King does get picked off by Brax, but nobody does that in CN. It was so boring because nobody would BM tip people. That being said,
salt
that just means that they're
shakers.
mature players, so...
Oh, of course, of course. Oh, Nick.
Zip in. Nick's in trouble here. Gunner with basically still full mana here. Well, I say
He's
full,
way
got
too
half,
tanky,
but-
though.
Yeah, he's a big beefy boy. He doesn't even have any
Oh,
beef
Vol?
on him. He's just naturally that way. Husky, though, is going to be going in on the Bull here,
Seems
as
like
Bull
a-
was trying to do the
yeah.
same thing.
He forced out Exo, but
Little
I don't
Nick on
think
the
Husky
wrong
wants
side of the
this, though.
fence, but, I mean, who was on the wrong side of the fence really here? As actually, no, Nick is going to be losing a lot of HP, but here comes the anti-Dota heroes, SMD. He's going to be running in, out on to this Medusa, aiding in that kill. And good old Stone Gaze.
why fast? Why make her fast?
Why? Wait, is it? Oh, yeah, it does give her move speed when it does that. 50 speed boost. I mean, doesn't Exorcism do that now, too?
It does, yes. But Ice Frog just wants things to go fast. I can
Oh,
respect
it's set.
it.
No, that's... No, yeah, no, that's right. Not as fast, though.
But
Spirit
now,
Cycle.
I mean, he has level 2 Necrobook. They will be able to push into the spot wave and kind of take over that side of the jungle. That really they can only contest with, I think, Ravage and Nick's Blink Dagger, but SMD's happy. He's farming.
Bot lane. He's gonna have to quell some very specific trees if he wants to get out of this one, but
I think he's gone.
with 0 mana and now no life, he is very dead. Good old monkey business. But Husky running into a same scenario here as Little Nick is here. Does find a good 2-man silence.
Nice silence.
Will slow it down. Actually, they're not even going to get the kill, though.
No.
Bull comes in. They actually find the Shaker first, and this is a much better kill for them if they get it. They toss out the clockwork to go on to Husky. Beautiful toss as well. They get the roar, though. This will find this kill on Bull. Ooh, they almost got the kill on Husky, though.
14 HP.
Very low with that tree toss there. It's level 1 tree toss, and no damage on Nick quite yet. He's going for the Blink Dagger build, too, so. But he's still a beefy, strong boy.
Medusa lost her ultimate top after Gunnar tried to jump, but I don't know, it's a kind of a slow timing, I think, for a lot of items. The Battle Fury being the fastest timing, and he's just gonna farm up. He's very happy, I think, on the PA besides that one death.
I mean, he's got a possessed mask as well. Like, this is literally like the best neutral item you could possibly get for a tier 1. Like 7% lifesteal and 7% primary attribute. Like, this is literally, this isn't a tier 1 item. Like, this shouldn't be a tier 1 item.
The issue as well is with the lane setup that they were kind of in, while everybody is pretty good XP-wise, Ocean has not gotten, he just doesn't have a lane. He hasn't had that space to farm, and he is a long ways away from his Blink Dagger at this rate.
Flare goes out. I mean, the Blink Dagger is going to take way too long for this game. He is actually sitting under the net worth of the position 5 Death Prophet, which, though,
big push.
Go ahead and drop this Exorcism. I mean, they got 2 Beastmaster Boris and the full Necronama Amanomicon.
They see the Tide again.
Tide, though. Ravage, trying to turn this around. They put a lot of damage into Husky here. A lot of damage, in fact. Just getting bursted down by that snake.
Oh, no.
Clockwork Cook does find nothing, though, as Ocean Echo slams the Tide. But the problem is you Echo Slam the Tide, and he takes 0 damage from this. He's also got a hood, so he literally takes 0 damage from that Echo Slam. I want to see how much Echo did.
And I can feel
266 total damage.
Oh no, Sammy. They see him. Oh, Nick.
Find him. The flare goes out. Nick revealing the Blink Dagger, unable to find the good toss Ava combo, but brings him into the Clockwork, and the cogs aren't available quite yet. They are actually available now if they want to go for this. They're just trying to slow it down as much as possible, making sure Sammy does not get the sight of those creeps. And he will go down. PA. Very unfortunate.
Perfect call from Nick, and they just kept the gold running. Really active plays, really good plays. I think Tingle did die. Yeah.
Yeah, they do
Same
find
spot.
they find that Tide. There's no ward to scout this, but Gunnar had an Arcane Rune, so he's like, yeah, why not? Flare goes out. Gunnar's still hanging around here. He's actually very low mana with no charges in the bottle here. Yeah, he's just TPing out.
He's going to TP home. He does have his Orchid now. He will be able to get some counterplays going for him, but Tingle King doesn't really have any answer to the Beastmaster, to the Boris. He just takes so much damage all around the board. But this bot tower needs to be defended, yeah. Tide on duty.
The power of the Tide. Hunter. With the classic pirate hat that doesn't fit the Tide Hunter model.
But they're smoked up here. Oh no, if they find Sammy Boy again.
I mean, he's under the Fade at the moment. They are going to zip it, and they find Tiny with very low HP and now caught out. And I mean, you just see Pingo. He's trying to be like, what am I going to do here? I got nothing.
They brought in the Medusa.
In comes SMD. He actually does get the Stone Form, or Stone Gaze, but doesn't Stone Form anybody here.
And now Stone Gazing before he got brought in.
Yeah, they could take this mid-tower uncontested. Even they're finding this Tide on the sidelines here. A perfect setup for this Tide Hunter. No Ravage available. 15 seconds. And with no real team to team fight with, the cut. I have to let him go.
And it was just a little bit of a misplay. I feel like they were underneath underneath vision. They popped. They were able to kite out Tiny perfectly. And that's the annoying thing about this Death Prophet. The silence, it's huge. It is a big AoE. It's really obnoxious if you ever want to try to get to her. And I mean, now the items are coming in. Necro 3, I think it's either BKB or Deso up for Sammy Boy. And with that Orchid, I don't know. The map is starting to turn in the Zoomers' favor pretty heavily.
Clockwork.
I feel like.
Bull jumps in. He tries to get this kill on the Brax here, stacking with the snake damage. Bull will find the confirm on that one. It's a very good kill, actually. That was a 5 killing spree. But you're right, the items are there. Like, the Desolator is up because I did see that one actually get picked up for the PA. The PA is going to be running around with that one. BKB is going to be next. The Earthshaker, I mean, still needs a lot of gold for that, but the Tier 3 Necronomicon used in the last fight, the Silence now up for the Storm Spirit, and the Death Prophet, I mean, you've got that long silence. It's only level 2. It's 4 seconds long.
And it looks like they're bringing SMD to the fight, trying to get pressure in on the enemy team's jungle, and that's what they need to do. They need to keep the pressure on, because with this Mantis style, with this Scotty only 1,200 gold away, SMD is going to be a big issue. That even though he has Deso, they need to ignore the Medusa for the duration of the ulti, for the duration of the team fight, more or less, so that way they can clean her up afterwards. But it's going to be a pretty scrappy fight when it does go down.
Well, Dire throw out the scan. The Roshan is up. Hasn't been taken down yet. It's got a lot of armor. Not really going to be able to engage on that one. I mean, it's a timer game. And it looks like it's tower for tower here. They know that they're down there. The clockwork cleared. There's so much vision actually in this jungle as well. And by that, I mean there's actually just Dire vision.
And I think Zoomers are definitely happier with this trade. They're getting slightly more out of the map just because they are that little bit more mobile. They're a little less dependent on each other. But more than they not, they go to Roche. That's the only question in my mind. But the Cut actually have quite a bad lineup at killing Roche. Whereas Zoomers, any objective that's taken or any kills that happen around the pit will probably just turn into the Roche. It's very scary, I think, if you take a bad fight near the pit. Oh, and they might run into Tingle.
The Zoomer's just going to... The Zoomer's going to smoke? No, they're not. I felt like that might have been just a smoke out of that one, but it looks like they just want to disengage completely. They get the towers, and they're just not done, more or less.
Well, and the only issue is the Storm, at the end of the day, while he does need to be very cautious of Ravage, of Clawcook, he can still get out of that. He can still play around it. Very confident channeling that.
I mean, I feel like that might have been more or less he wanted to try to bait them, but now they see that the Scotty is up on SMD because they're clicking on the creeps there. So they got to be careful at like fighting under this Medusa. It's almost level 18 as well. I mean, it's a long time until SMD is 25 though.
That is true. And Brax is just keeping this bottom lane and being super annoying. Keeping the tide down here, if anything. And whenever they see the tide showing like this, that's when they could try to make a smoke play. But I think 4Zoomers are completely content with just farming it up, playing as slow as possible, probably waiting until double BKBs. That's when their game gets really quite easy. When they're just both cores pop their BKB, the tide is useless, the clock is useless, the coddle's useless. They'll really have a very, very, very free team fight after that timing, but still got quite a ways away from those items.
Well, I mean, the PA is about 1,300 away, and we've been seeing how quickly Sammy has been able to farm this map. And they have a lot of towers down that gives them a lot of that map domination. I feel like it's going to be like maybe another like 3 or 4 minutes, especially if they pick off this tide where the dagger goes out and the slow from the creep double crits in a row.
He's just gone.
Actually, defensive ravages though, and
they all canceled.
They canceled because they want to get this the Storm in the mid, and they don't get the Storm. He TP's away, and Husky is the only one they're really going to get, and they will get the kill, and they still get the kill on Tingle King. They don't care about their Death Prophet.
It's so unfortunate that he was able to just walk it off. He got to the cliff. He just immediately zipped TP'd. What a weird situation. I'm guessing the only reason they turned on to Gunner was he pulled one of them as they were TPing. I'm guessing only one of them was a cancel, but
4Zoomers.
This is what I mean. Up. No Ravage. You're kind of giving away Roche. If they get up any picks here, oh no, they see Pingu.
The bird goes out. They go straight for Pingu. He's just immediately dead, and Little Nick had to blink out of that one. There was no real support available for them. The dagger goes out onto Vol, though. The stun from Ocean, but not knowing where this Medusa is. Actually, that's not why they're not fighting. They want to take the Roche.
It is difficult versus Clockwork. You still need to be careful of Flare. That's something you always need to respect. They got a DD rune as well, but this is really tense.
I mean, the Keeper's back up in 5 as well, but 4Zoomers, Sammy, more or less, really just wants to keep putting pressure onto this Roshan.
Well, I mean, it is no
It's double
Ravage, and
badge.
you're keeping these heroes here. That's the important thing. You're keeping these heroes kind of not able to walk bottom. No one's able to get there, and you're just farming up a little bit on the other heroes, but they're quite far away. If they venture too far away, they are just going to take it, but feels like they're going to need to smoke again if they want to get a really clean Roche. Yeah, they're pinging their sentries.
They drop a scan as well in their triangle, and they find nobody there. They saw the Tide walk into the lane, I believe, to kill some creeps, so they know the Tide's not there. But like you were saying, there's no Ravage. But I guess it's just, like you said, they just want to play it safe. They don't want to go too ham. But that ham might be coming in pretty darn soon here, as I believe Sammy's courier is flying out the Black King bar.
They realize as well, at the same time, if the cut can't take Roche, if they could have taken Roche, they surely would have done it by now. Then if they lose the fight after getting the Roche this low, then they're just giving Medusa a free Aegis, and that's too much momentum for them to give away at this stage of the game. But they're smoked up. They want this quite bad. BKB on PA as well, so might just see Tingle go down.
It looks like, oh my goodness, he got 1200 crit immediately there, but he will live actually at the end of the day with the help of the
They get
Essence
the
Ring.
10-second.
Little Nick comes in
BKB.
actually, they find this kill on Sammy, no, he blinks out just in time, the Clockwork actually hooks onto a creep, but he has to BKB the urn in order to live, but the tree toss blinks it off just in time. Salve's gonna be there, but I mean, you just burnt out a huge timer BKB for that one, and now they're not fighting for a whole minute, but at the same time, the cut aren't fighting for a whole 2 minutes, as they have no Ravage.
Ravage used, Zoomers are definitely going to try to exploit it, but it still feels really bad because whenever this BKB gets to those lower cooldowns, it's really touch and go. He can't show in the fights anymore. He can't even lead off. He really just needs to do what he can, get out, and then play on the edge. And they want this Roche so bad. They're really trying to force it as much as they can. And with Blink Dagger on Ocean, I'm sure he just wants to play as well.
Silence.
Looks like Coddle might be free.
Yeah, he is caught out here. The dagger to follow through. Crit? No crit, but Force Staff saves him.
And Husky,
Ward on the hill there. Husky being a little bit aggressive with that ward there, so they will at least get the kill on Husky.
Same time, Nick
actually dies up in the lane.
Primal Roared, Orchided. Got a little bit too greedy. He showed in the wave, and I guess he just didn't expect them to kill him while they were trying to kill his Coddle. But now MKB as well on Scourge McDuck. It's going to be even scarier, I think, for Sammy Boy to fully commit. He really needs to, he just needs to play on the edge. He really needs to find that right timing.
So I just saw SMD's next item. And I have not seen a Medusa go for the Swift Blink, but I could see how effective it's going to be.
Break the move speed cap.
I mean,
I
I
can imagine. How
Slither
fast will
very
that
quick.
be? So, like, I feel like you're as fast as a Lycan at that point, right? You're like 650 MS if you Stone Gaze and then blink in. You're going to be quite fast.
Right.
Now, is that really good? I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, I have never seen it.
I know that Agi Blink is one of the best items of the patch. It just works with so many heroes, Ursa, Juggernaut, but
Ooh. The cut, they're lining up. They want this
they're going to
Roche.
start doing it.
I mean, they have to rotate in now. I don't think they know immediately that... Actually, they do know. The wards died outside the base, outside the Roche. They send in a
And
bird
the
as
Fan
well.
of Knives picked up for Sammy Boy.
The break, I guess, against the Tidehunter?
For the
this
Tidehunter,
still
I
breaks,
suppose?
right? Yeah.
Yeah, it just means he's going to be able to get chain stunned by the Earthshaker at that point, but I don't know. Then you're casting Fan of Knives instead of right-clicking people. I don't know. I do not like that chart.
It's an
It's the
interesting
SMD.
one, but we'll see
Oh,
how
they're
it
going.
works out. Gunner zips in. They want to find this kill on the Tide.
broke
The silence
him.
is going to be there. They broke him. He's dead. They couldn't purge the silence. The Ravage couldn't go
DD
through. He's
on
got no
PA.
buyback. The Stone Form, though, he is going to find this kill on Husky for the trade, but the DD, like you're talking about, PA. Echo
Nice
Slam
Echo.
comes through. It does catch 3 of the BKB time. The buyback out from Husky immediately. They are going to
Sammy
slow
needs
this
to be
down, though.
careful.
Gunner with no mana available. Sammy has to get out of there. The Roar goes out defensive to hold off Medusa. Vol is going to go down slowly by the Brax creeps. They will have to leave for the time being. They did not account for the damage that come from this Medusa because the Monkey King bar fresh into that fight.
It's very fortunate Sambo was able to get out. They just barely killed the clock, so they didn't need to worry about that. I think Nick was also just really scared of dying at that point, but Medusa's a scary hero, man. They really need to be careful because at this point, Gunnar can't expend all of his mana to kill Medusa. It's just not worth it for him at this point. It's too slow, and he'll die if he really truly commits on her. So he needs to keep on trying to kill these heroes in the backline, and Medusa just stood strong and tall there. There's nothing they could get around her. But this Roche is still alive.
Yeah, this the initial point of their team fight, just 100% HP, and literally not tapped a single bit. Oh, Storm Spirit in the mid though. They are going to be able to find Little Nick here. The silence is going to go out with a follow-up stun from Ocean, as well as the Blink Dagger just burning away. He's like, okay, there's a ward here. Indefinitely. And I think
Yeah, and it's those kills that really hurt because now, I mean, Nick's got kind of a terrible choice because they're going to start hitting it. They might not fully commit for it, but if Husky pops Echo or Exorcism, they really could force it. But again, they're respecting the Clockwork so much. They're respecting the Ravage so much. They don't want to throw away this game or throw it into the Cut's hands.
The only problem is that they're applying so much pressure into this game, and they're going to go for this kill on the Tingle King in the bot lane here. There's enough mana on Gunnar to kill him off, the silence to fall through. That man's just straight dead. But the TP rotations are coming in. The Blink Dagger immediately coming from SMD, but the Ocean block will be there. Brax looking like the only one to fall.
But look at Roche.
Oh, hang on,
exactly
Ocean.
What they're doing.
Yep, they cog in. They're TPing in Medusa right now, though, with the help of Pingu. And they actually just blast him out of there, but Storm Spirit zips in. Maybe trying to help confirm, but with no available confirmation, they actually disengaged this team fight by leaving the Keeper in the top lane.
And now I think this is the breaking point. Roche might be a little bit too low. Yeah, the buyback comes out. They know that this is the major contention point. They've let it get too low. They thought they could get it in time, but
Is broken.
Oh, here he goes.
He zips in. They buy back immediately on the tide. Sammy, he wants it. He BKBs for it, but he keeps getting bashed. Little Nick comes
tossed
in,
the
but he was
Medusa.
BKB'd. They are going to end up snatching the Aegis while the Aegis dies to the Dire, and now they find the kill on Medusa because Medusa's not the one to pick up the Aegis. Little Nick does go down. No,
they have Ravage still, but
do have the res, but he is just straight dead. Little Nick knows this. He's trying his best to buy some time, but no time to buy as Tingle King now also getting slowed up here by Husky.
Oh
as
no.
well as the defuse from the creep.
Looks like he'll be fine. Oh,
The Clockwork attempting to hook Husky there, but getting blocked by the Necronomicon creep.
And it was unfortunate. He popped BKB to hit the Roche, but there was just no way. Tidebot back with 13 seconds on his respawn. That's how unfortunate that situation kind of ended up being. And I don't know, Medusa blinking into the pit was a little bit crazy, but they needed to do something, and they did get the Aegis out of Sammy Boy's hands, but I don't know. I feel like Zoomers just orchestrated that a little bit too well.
Yeah, it was a big loss overall for denying that, and I feel like I don't want to be like I feel like it was better that they would have just let it go, because then they wouldn't have lost the Medusa, who is still top of the net worth though, even to the grave. But it's hard for them to really take fights like this when you trade poorly. Well, you didn't trade at all, actually. So,
well, you traded. The only trade you could kind of say is Brax was forced to use his buyback as well. He did buyback to get in there, but there just wasn't enough control. It's unfortunate that Tingle King kind of waited so long, because there could have been a moment there where maybe the Ravage comes in the last second. He gets the heals off onto the Medusa, but now we're kind of gonna get crunched a little bit, get pushed back into the base if you're the Cut. But they want to fight. They still have this Ravage.
They smoke up. They want to fight real bad. There's no blink on the tide, though, so they can't be aggressive with it. They throw an Observer down, and the bird actually scouts the Observer placement.
They know.
Yeah, they've got to leave, because that sentry being up on the high ground there, they know that they are in that area. And they're just out of there. They want nothing to do with it.
And now, I mean, when this happens, the map kind of just resets, and I feel like the Cut are just going to be stuck on their high ground before not, and then your Storm Spirit's going to start free farming, then your Ocean's going to get his Ag Shard, and then it's just a matter of time before the PA has enough damage to...
King.
Oh,
no. In, the silence is there, the break too slow, though. He pumps that Ravage. The Clockwork Hook does go out. The Cogs to follow suit, and they're going to look for this kill on Gunnar. Gunnar, he's able to zip out and bowl. Dies immediately to Sammy, but they do manage to jump in onto Sammy. That blink unable to help them get that kill there. was very close. Not the overwhelming blink, actually. It looks like he veered off from that. Not
Because
overwhelming.
they initially dove the tide in a creep wave, Nick couldn't get the Avatos onto the storm. He pulled a creep instead. That was really unlucky.
Oh, and Zoomers, they just smoked back up again. They want to smoke. They got Barax, they got Ocean smoked up on the sidelines. The Blink Daggers and Roars are available with the Echo Slam to follow. Storm actually hard zips up to the top lane.
He's got
a regen, so he doesn't care.
Yeah. And the bigger problem, Storm incoming into that 25, and one of the best 25 talents in the game, I think, by far. Overload attack bounce. He already has the Electric Rave. It's a very, very, very scary talent.
Yeah, it's going to be a very scary thing for him with Electric Rave. The fact that it's actually just an Ag shard and not the actual Ags is scary. Because PA attacks real quickly. I mean, yes, it's a specific amount of charges that you get with the attacks, but you get those 3 attacks off real instantaneously. And what do? Overload's a lot of damage.
And then that's the issue, I think, with Storm Spirit a little bit. I think he's kind of slept on a little bit because every tool in his kit just works so well. The Ags work so well with the bounces, which works so well with the Rave, which just makes your hero so good, especially when you're going into these kind of late game situations. And I mean, they're smoking up again, trying to find anyone. They want to find... If they get both supports upon him, it's not the worst thing, but 4Zoomers really don't care, I don't think.
Well, it looks like the support that they see immediately is going to be Ocean. They find both Husky and Ocean now. They actually hog, hook, and whiff the Stone Gaze. They
really displaced.
They whiff everything.
They're getting crunched.
And you do see that the Keeper is going to try to send somebody back, but he's unable to find the send. The Ravage is there, though. They do manage to find the kill on Gunner. And that kind of like dissipates 4Zoomers' attempted re-engage here, but he jumps in for Little Nick. They find the Basher, but he is going to be brought up. The Roar's going to be thrown out immediately out onto this Medusa. And the Medusa losing a lot of damage. The Fan of Knives is going to whiff, but you do see Husky trying to do damage. Ocean drops the Echo Slam out onto 1. They want this kill on Medusa. No mana available. She will go down. Husky trying to put some damage into Bull, but Bull gets correct to the face with a dagger, 1317. And Nick walks back in. He's going to be lifted up. I don't know what's going on with his particles, as you can see on my screen, but it doesn't even matter, as he's going to be going down here too. Little Nick with a bash. And Sammy. Husky actually the one to find the kill. Sammy the one to find the bash.
If you see, he tried to hide the gem. They're pinging it now. Did he successfully hide it? I think he did.
Well, the bird is right on top of it, though. That's the only thing.
They're killing
Sammy
more.
just insta-gibs out this Keeper, and Tingle sitting at half HP with 1 dagger. RNG? Question mark? Jesus.
I mean, the entire reason there was even a hope in that fight was because the Storm Spirit just zipped into an avalanche and then got tossed ravaged, but they just had nothing left in the tank there. They didn't have ulti on Medusa. They didn't have any way to zone Ocean like in the previous game, and yeah, it's going to be a Rax with your Storm Spirit dead.
Might be double here. It might go for tower. I think they have enough time for tower, in reality.
Yeah.
Medusa's not going to want to buy back. You can see the Medusa's actually queued up the Divine. This is the thing about a Medusa game, is that every time it looks like it's going to go south, the immediate response is, I'm just going to buy Divine, and that's how we're going to do it. We've already had 1 Divine this game, or this day, actually, not this series. That was not last series. And it was Alchemist, and that went south pretty quickly. Medusa, however, definitely a lot more durable.
Well, and I would have loved to see the Agi Blink just out of morbid curiosity, but the only issue with the Divine pickup is you don't really have save. You're getting mana pumped into you from the Coddle, but if you ever give that Divine over to the PA, I mean, it's already a back against the wall situation. It's turning into one of those typical Medusa games, 2 racks down. But it feels like all of the control is in the 4Zoomers' hands now. I think it feels as if it needs to be 4Zoomers throwing instead of the cut winning. It's just kind of that game.
We have seen throws, though. There's a bit of throws on our first series of the day, and okay, well, with the Penta edged, it's he's not using it. And they slap Pingu's Courier. It looks like it's just going to be a Roche timer here. It's got 10 seconds on it. Will it be the instant quick? Ooh, Storm Spirit finding the leveler. That's the one. 1 second. Nope. It's a minute and a half.
And actually, they see Gunner. Oh, no. They missed.
Gunner, luckily being able to get the Stormcrafter proc off, they saw
and they need to
immediately.
run. They need to go and fight immediately because they're just going to get megas at this rate.
Zoomers
Husky's
pop
the
all
only
their
one
spells.
showing.
Husky goes in.
Oh, they're going to meet
dropping
them.
the Exort. Are they meeting in the back? I mean, you got your Keeper all the way up here still. This tower's dead. Your Necronomicon creeps are ripping into it. Tingle King sitting at less than half HP with 1 dagger alone.
I thought that was going to be the idea. Just try to get behind him where they most likely didn't have any vision. And they were completely blind from the back. But they just TP back because they were just too afraid of losing that tower. And, I mean, they lost it. It's got 8 HP.
It's dead. It's basically dead. There's no Treant Protector in this game. I don't even think he's in this meta. Repair kit, I mean...
in the meantime, Gunner found a DD rune, has a Stormcrafter, and got his 25 with that.
They are smoked. They're going to pop that Rave. I mean, I'd pop it now, I'd say. How long does it last? Never mind. Don't pop it now.
That's the problem. If they blink in, or if they zip in and they get the Fan of Knives in time, then...
He opened with avalanching the creep. A 1600 crit just goes straight into Little Nick.
The bounces.
He's going down here, and immediately the break gets out. But at the same time, they find the kill at Tingle King. They get the kill on Bull. The gem's on the ground. The Yules is going to be there, but it looks like the buyback immediately from Tingle King. There's no Ravage. Scritch McDuck is trying his best, but SMD can't do anything.
The Divine. He sold his Scotty, or he sold
the Monkey
Manta.
King.
Or yeah, the Monkey King.
Yeah, he sold MKB.
Crazy.
He knew that this was the last ditch effort. To be fair, the Divine does give you the True Strike.
But now, I mean, they can't defend the racks. They just need to play Megas, that feels like. If they walk into this wave...
Storm zips in. Tingle loses all of his HP immediately. They want to get this Divine so bad, but the Echo Slam goes in as well. They'll find this kill, and Scrooge McDuck will hit the floor, and GG will be thrown out. 4Zoomers will take the second game of the day for this series. 1-1 even.
1-1 even. And I mean, I think the cut taking a game off of Zoomers just goes to show that this is a team that you kind of have to look out for. When they're on it, they're on it. You know, they're really quite good in when they're playing on point. But in this game, just lost the plot a little bit. That Roshan, that just forcing move that 4Zoomers always had in their back pocket, because the Cuts lineup was just missing a few key elements to be able to really put pressure on it. And they just could never finish it. They were never in a position to take it. They were never in a position to really, truly contest it. The Storm Spirit had a field day. That's the way she goes sometimes.
Can we see like the overload damage that comes from the extra bits? Is that like I guess because that's a right click? No.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
Oh, but it doesn't look like you could see it on other heroes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's what I was looking. Because I don't even think I've actually seen him use... I don't think I saw him really use it other than just him solo farming. But, I mean, either way, it was an amazing game number 2. And you're right, 4Zoomers is... it's not like they're just a team you can walk over. Once they grab everything and they've got everything sorted, they'll be able to take over a game in a heartbeat. And sure, you're going to run your meta-based stuff. But, I mean, at the end of the day, Gunner Storm Spirit's pretty good. 5 Death Prophet. You know what? I accept it. That's where I'm going to leave it, though. I accept that. And Ocean's actually just an amazing Earthshaker player as well. We saw a lot of stuns coming out from them with perfect fissure blocks to get specific kills. Like, they didn't need to roar as much. Like, I'm pretty sure I've only saw Brax, like, maybe roar 4 times in that game. Because Ocean just found continual blocks.
That and just not able to really get Tingle any game. I mean, he did end 2-11-6, but he was just stuck in that bottom lane for like 10 minutes, and he was just dying to Necro Creeps during that entire time. It took 1 or 2 heroes. Husky and Ocean were just feeding off of him with Brax, and it's just a really difficult situation.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that being the case, you can actually see it in our little chat right here. It's going to be 50 minutes until we get to our next series with BNY bowing out due to unforeseen circumstances, I believe was what the tweet said, or something of that sort. We do not have the B and Y game after this. Instead, it'll actually be I had it written down, the Penta Ace versus 5-Man Midas being in the next game. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. I don't want to say we have Dota very soon, but there will be a game within the next 50 minutes or so. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. More Dota 2 right around the corner.